What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy and Frames Waiver Wire Watch Party. Say that 3 times fast. Guys, this is the show where bad decisions come to die and fantasy redemption is just a waiver claim away. Guys, I'm Stacy. She's Erika. He is Colby, and welcoming to the Fantasy and Frames crew, we have got Miss Sharlene Ericson. Welcome. Glad to have you.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
Super excited.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to get going, guys. We normally, when we start the show, we are going to be getting ready just like right in time for kickoff for Monday Night Football. Obviously, this week is a little bit different because we've got 2 games going. First game started at 7, Bucks Texans. Baker Mayfield just got absolutely destroyed just right now. We'll be bringing you, just little insights and updates and everything as to what's going on Monday Night Football because I'm sure you're watching it too at the same time. But guys, it's Monday night. We're watching football. The bar is open. What are we drinking? Let's go around the box here. Erika, what you got for me?
I have a Sierra Nevada. So I'm going, California? Hazy IPA. So in my football glass.
Cheers. Charlene, what you got?
I like it. I will give you a hint. And I've got a little Screaming Wave West Coast IPA.
Nice.
It's Laughing Monk Brewing. A local beer happening.
Here you go. Colby, what you got for us?
No free ads, but a sparkling water. So if they want to pay up, I'll say the brand name then.
There you go. I have a red can. Again, also just like a Colby, if they'd like to sponsor, we are more than welcome to. You guys, fantasyandframes.com. That's where you can find us if you'd like to send any sponsorships our way. We will gladly pimp out your product. No problem. Guys, like I said, this is going to be our Monday night waiver wire watch party. Going to be hanging out, watching the Monday night game, bringing you like the most up-to-date injury information as we get it, talking about, who are going to be our priority ads on the waiver wire for each position. Guys, this is going to be a really fun, really loose kind of show. We have also got really in-depth analysis for waiver wire ads and drops and everything like that, including your IDP. And that is going to be over at fantasyandframes.com. You can find that. Aiden and Gary do really great articles if you want some more in-depth information on those waivers. Please find those over there. They work really hard on those, so go check those out. What I want to know right now from our audience, I want to know is what tilted you most from Sunday's action this week? Throw those on into the chat. I want to see what got everybody hot and bothered this week. But I think first we need to talk about some of the Sunday action, right, Erika? I want to talk about some of the stars, some of the duds. What's the latest going on with our injuries?
Lots of injuries, actually. And of course, the big one being Joe Burrow out with a turf toe injury. And now it's said that he has to have surgery. What kind of impact is Joe Burrow going to be out? Well, for our star wide receivers over there on the Bengals. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, Browning had to play a little bit last year. I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem for them. I think they're still going to produce. I mean, it's Joe Burrow, right? Nobody's going to come in and completely replace him. But, I don't think it could be so much worse, right? It could be so much worse back there. So I'm not super worried about it.
Pretty sure Chase had 130 plus yards with just Browning too, with like a 30+% target share. So, hey, if you're in a league with a Jamar Chase owner who wants to panic a little bit, I wouldn't mind making a little deal. So also don't be surprised too if the Browning experiment doesn't work out well, if the Bengals start sniffing around the quarterback market. There's a pretty fun quarterback in New York that would be great for fantasy purposes. Not going to say a name, but just throwing it out there.
I've heard there's some talks. Yeah.
Dude, don't tease me with a good time. Can you imagine if Jameis went to Cincinnati? Oh my God. That would be almost better than him throwing to Malik Neighbors every week.
Honestly, I don't care where Jameis goes as long as he is playing. That's really all I care about. He's so much fun to watch.
Well, I hear Minnesota might be in the market too. So,
yeah, I mean, I didn't know that McCarthy. Did you guys realize McCarthy got hurt? I didn't realize.
I had no idea until like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, no clue.
He wasn't even on my list, so that's how much I did not know about it.
Yeah.
Who else do we have? Jaden Reed, Thursday night injury, broken collarbone. What do we think about the rest of the wide receiver group there in Green Bay?
Go get Dontavian Wicks and Romeo Dubs because you didn't draft them. They're sitting out there on your waiver wires. Go pick them up right now. Because
close your eyes and pick one at random.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter who, because they're going to be fine. Just pick one of those two guys and you're going to be good.
Honestly, it's going to be Tucker Kraft. Let's be real.
It's absolutely.
Him.
Can I just a second, because I feel like I need to go take a victory lap for Tucker Kraft, and not to toot my own horn a little bit, but I was all over Tucker Kraft all year, all off season, and everyone's like, oh, Tucker Kraft, oh, that's what, oh, he's so touchdown dependent, blah, blah, blah. He can't do that over again. I just want to tell you right now, Tucker Kraft, 18.4 fantasy points, and that's even in standard right now. Let's see what that is in PPR. Yeah, he's at, that's for week 2. Let's do the full season right now. 17.2 fantasy points per week so far in weeks 1 and 2. Absolute stud. And I just want to tell you, Tucker Kraft mac and cheese, baby, all the way.
He was definitely
Honestly,
one
I
of
wish
the
I had more of
standouts.
him.
Yeah,
Me too.
he was such a standout this week. We also have a couple of other standouts. Rome, wearing the Roma Dunze shirt, leading Chicago to a loss, but it doesn't matter. He got 2 touchdowns. I was still super happy with his performance. 31.8 points, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 128 yards. He is the wide receiver 1 over there in Chicago. He is Caleb's favorite target right now. What do you guys think about the rest of the situation in Chicago?
I mean, it's not great, but you know what though? Did anybody honestly expect Ben Johnson to come in and completely fix things in 2 games? Stop, Eric. You did not.
A lot of people did. Yes.
Right. But see, I just feel like that's so unfair. That's an unfair expectation that things will go from how they were to basically making them the second coming of the Detroit Lions last year. That's unrealistic. Come on, guys. That's not going to happen.
But we're not the fantasy football community is not a rational bunch.
No,
It's
this is
fantasy.
I mean, I said that the Texans' offensive line would be average. That hasn't played in too well. Minnesota spent a whole bunch of money to fix their offensive line. That hasn't worked yet. It just takes time. It's just, we just thought the offensive innovation with Ben Johnson would just plug and play. And maybe there is a little bit more to, I don't know, Detroit having studs literally everywhere during his tenure there. So, I mean, it's Roma Dunze and then question marks in that Chicago offense right now.
Right.
And that was a very fun game. Again, Chicago lost, but there was a lot of points scored in that game. One of the highest scoring games of the weekend, aside from the Cowboys Giants game, which was a fun ride to be on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lead that scores kickers per yard kicked, and Brandon Aubrey got 64 points in that league, which was insane.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you got me a 70 in one league.
Some of these leagues are crazy with the scoring.
He saved my survivor life, so I'm grateful for
Yeah,
him.
same. 2 survivors.
Yep.
And I will never root for the Cowboys again.
just for last week.
Yeah. I was rooting for it to go to overtime just to see how much more points Aubrey could get. So that was fantastic.
Do you guys know that Brandon Aubrey is not the highest scoring fantasy kicker?
Was it Joey Sly?
No.
Oh, is it the Colts guy?
Yep. Spencer Schrader. Yep. Spencer Schrader from the Colts by 1 point, by literally 1 point. That's all that's separating him and Brandon Aubrey. And then Joey Sly after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I knew Sly was high.
Everybody else.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
One of our last studs from that Chicago game, not Chicago player, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver 1 on the week, 3 touchdowns, 39.2 fantasy points. He's offensive coordinator proof.
I feel like you just knew they were going to come out pissed, right? They were at home. They just got absolutely embarrassed in Green Bay. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
And I just kind of felt like that's, they're not bad. Their players are too good for them to just go and, be awful as soon as Ben Johnson leaves. So
Yeah, he had a 39% target share. Like he was just getting everything from Jared Goff.
I don't think
But-
anybody saw that necessarily coming, but like him having a redemption week, I think was very reasonable.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some regression.
Well, yeah.
As
Listen,
long
if
as
you
it
put
doesn't
those-
regress back to week 1, that's fine.
Exactly. Just even out somewhere in between would be
Right.
perfectly fine with
Right.
me every week.
Some other injuries to report. Of course, Austin Eckler. You know, I spent all my fab on him last week, and then he got hurt. Out for this season with an ACL.
I think we had to pour one out for Austin Eckler, who is such a big proponent of fantasy football, and all around good guy.
He's so much fun. I'm sad for Eckler.
I am very sad. I drafted him a lot,
Yeah, that's a bummer.
and that is a bummer.
That's definitely a bummer. We got some late breaking injury news today, though, too, right? There was a lot of guys that popped up on the injury report that weren't necessarily, ones that we were thinking of after yesterday.
Yeah, so Jaden Daniels has a sprained knee. It was revealed this morning. Kind of concerning, considering his rushing upside. So hopefully it's nothing too terrible in the coming weeks, and he's still good to go. We got Justin Fields in concussion protocol from week 2. So possibility that he may not be able to go. Who's the backup again for the Jets?
Oh my God, is it
Wilson?
Tyrod?
Former Houston Grizz.
Zach's down in Miami living his best
Oh,
Cougar
that's
hunter
right.
life. Yeah.
Tyrod.
So Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay, so might have to swing to him. Hopefully not. But in those deeper leagues, there might be a possibility. And then, of course, Aaron Jones came up with a hamstring injury in that game last night.
Jordan Mason
So-
season. Hope you
Woo
draft
woo.
him.
I'm great
Yep.
with that.
Yeah.
That was one we were talking about in the preseason a lot.
Well,
I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, but here we are.
here we are going into week 3 with a lot of huge names on that injury report. We got some hot takes. Some interesting things happened this week.
Yeah, Chiefs haven't won a game yet. What was the stat that everyone heard last night? It's the first time Pat Mahomes has gone 0-2 since high school. Something like that, which is insane. His sophomore year of
insane.
high school.
Built a character.
So,
Right? He'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine.
what do we think about the Chiefs so far this season? They're a strange team to try evaluate.
How is Austin Eckler, or not Austin Eckler, I just saw him in the chat, his name in the chat. How is Pat Mahomes your number one, like your leading rusher in week 2 on the team? How does that happen? And like why?
So what is going on there?
What is that?
Like, I understand the hot mess that's happening with the wide receivers, but I don't think anybody was really expecting the hot mess that's happening with the running back room or lack thereof.
I mean, Kareem Hunt's old, and dusty, right? And then Brashard Smith, though, should be fun, but Isaiah Pacheco's look terrible.
Right?
I mean, this is his year after the injury, right? The year after the injury is when that you're supposed to be back to somewhat normal. So I don't get it.
You would think.
Yeah. Don't
Seems
get
like
it.
they could use another running back like a Brian Robinson or, someone that just got traded.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Mags is right, though, or Mags is right. Like, you can't count them out because they're still the Chiefs.
No,
and that's
because
Patrick
it's still the
Mahomes, but-
Chiefs.
I mean, it is a little, I mean, for all the rest of us out there, outside Kansas City, it's a little nice to see them struggle just a little bit.
I'm not sad about it.
No,
I'm not
no,
losing any sleep over it.
no.
I'm ready for new blood.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. It'll be nice to see somebody else, because like I think during that first week, right? I remember them saying during that Buffalo Ravens game, it's like crazy that these two teams haven't been to the Super Bowl. It's like, well, they have to play the Chiefs, right? They got to get past the Chiefs, both of them, and like, I don't know, maybe it's finally somebody else's year. Who knows?
I wish we could say, F it to divisions and have the Ravens and Bills in the Super Bowl, because that would be so good. Such a good game.
I mean,
But
how do you have the best game of the year in week 1? That's
Right?
crazy.
honestly,
Just
week
like it
1 was fantastic. Like a lot of divisional matchups, even this week, a lot of divisional matchups, which, a lot of these games came down to the wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even Miami made it interesting. They finally did something on offense this week. So yay, Dolphins.
That was unexpected.
Well, at first it was like, oh, geez, here we go again. Like, this is, I mean, they're still 0-2, but at least they kind of made it a game. And Tyreek Hill, had some points. Jalen Waddle gets in the end zone. Okay. Devon Achane almost had a game-winning touchdown, and they called that back.
I mean, Tua wasn't, especially egregious. He wasn't great, but, he wasn't making all the same mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, so there's that. Do we think that like McDaniels is definitely the first one getting fired, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. His comments were concerning.
It's only a matter of time.
It's got to be like a culture change there. Like he brought in the swag or whatever he had, the nerd boy swag when he was first hired, and that has lost its shine. Like it's time to turn over.
I was going to say, where's he going to take his swagger to now?
I know, maybe the Texans. They might need a new coach.
Stop. They're fine. If McDaniels is fortunate because after they get blown out on Thursday against Buffalo, Jets, Carolina, 2 winnable games.
Oh yeah.
Chargers, probably a loss. Cleveland, I don't know. But then he's going to get Atlanta, Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington. That's at least. I'll be nice, and they maybe beat Atlanta, but I don't think so. They're going to go 0-4, and then right after an 0-4 stretch, there is the Week 12 bye. That's exactly when you make the change, unless things are really bad before then. Like he might not make it there, but there is no way he comes out of the bye as the coach of this team.
No,
not a chance.
No.
I mean, they already had a players only meeting in week one.
In week one. Yikes.
That team is so just. They're not good. No. They're bad. Like there was the clip going around on X of the 4th and I don't know whatever it was 8, 10, 12. It doesn't really matter. And he throws a screen to Devon Achane behind the line of scrimmage. He's lucky he's got Achane.
Yeah.
Like, and then Tua comes out and tells Tyreek, like, hey, I can't throw it far, so you need to stop. It's like, okay. Yeah, this team is definitely sane and gonna make it through here. They're in so much trouble.
You know what it is that, and not to make this a hockey podcast because I'm not going to, but the Florida Panthers have now won back-to-back Stanley Cups. So it was that Miami had to die in order for the Panthers to live and succeed. So I think this is what's happened. This is the, outcome of that. That's backed by science, right?
Yes.
I like it.
100%. 100%. Guys, throw your comments and questions on into that comment section. We will get to those as we're going along. We are going to be breaking it down by position here as well. So we already have a tight end question in here. We will definitely get to everything. We're going into halftime right now. Colby, how are we doing with the game?
Yeah, it's 14-10. I'm holding on by a thread over here. Baker's kind of throwing the ball around. Bucky Irving's having a good day on the ground. It's the Woody Marks show. That's what's coming on live here. Dare's played a little bit, but it's been more Woody Marks. He's made the big play, so I know we'll talk about running backs in a bit. But Woody Marks will not take over this backfield as the RB1, but if he can emerge as the pass-catching back, that's going to be valuable in PPR formats. Texans generating a ton of pressure, but Igbuka's got the touchdown. Nico Collins has the touchdown, and the kickers have looked good so far.
I'm so excited that both of those players have touchdowns because I have both of them in several leagues right now.
I haven't got to see any of this game, so I'm just now kind of catching up.
You need to go look at the Nico Collins touchdown because that probably might be the most impressive touchdown other than him and the Isaac Tesla touchdown from week 1, like that I've seen in a very long time.
That was a great touchdown catch.
Yeah.
Great touchdown.
One thing to note,
Nico Collins, I'm not sure I want to see it.
Oh, you do. You want to see it. It's a thing of beauty.
It's beautiful. I will note though that the Houston's continuing to spread the ball around. So like Nico leads the way with 3 targets, but then there's 4 other receivers with 2. So despite the long touchdown catch from Nico Collins, he only has 3 targets, and that is his only catch of the game. He was targeted on the first play of the game, but Stroud missed him wide. So we're not seeing Nico get that elite target share yet. which is very confusing because they don't have another good wide receiver. And then also, I have not seen Jaden Higgins. I don't know where he is. And Jalen Knowles made the most noise on kick return and punt return. So that's just something there with the rookie wide receivers. It's Nico Collins. Then for some reason, they continue to trot out Justin Watson and Xavier Hutchinson. I mean, why not play the career backup in Kansas City instead of seeing your, I don't know, the 34th overall pick in the draft or whatever number they took him at?
Yeah. So Nico only had like did he have 5 targets or 5 receptions last week?
I believe it was 5 targets.
What is going on with that? Like we need more. Who do we call about this?
No, I don't know. You can't talk to anybody over there. They're so tight. They're so tight-lipped around the stadium there. I don't know. That was the one thing that's kind of been interesting so far in 6 quarters of the Nick Caley experience in Houston has been, no matter how bad things were last year with Bobby Slowick, you could always count that Nico was getting his 8 targets. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that yet. Now, also in week 1, they really couldn't sustain drives. So maybe there's just not enough to kind of go around there. But it really seems like Nick Caley has that New England ideology of we are just going to spread the ball around and it's going to be the sum of all parts versus just one kind of alpha in the room. But I think at some point they have to say, screw this. Instead of 7 targets going to Justin Watson, Nick Chubb, and Xavier Hutchinson, just force it to Nico, because that's when stuff's going to happen. So I think eventually it'll change. I think it's just a kind of a slow go with questions on the offensive line and getting used to this Nick Caley scheme.
What do we think about CJ Stroud, though, for the rest of the year, fantasy-wise?
He's looking good tonight.
Yeah, he looks good. He is running more. I'm all for body positivity, so I'm going to go for it here. He did get thicker in the lower half in the off season to come into the season. Like, he looked just thicker, sturdier. I don't know what word you want to use. Like, it's very positive. I'm saying that.
He's got the badongadonk.
Yeah. He got one of those in the off season, but like he acknowledged, you saw it in the playoffs, like he has to run and take advantage of what's given to him. Like, that's what Mahomes does. Mahomes is a very opportunistic runner. He's not a Lamar or anything like that. Obviously, he's just very opportunistic. And if Stroud can be like that and just move the chains when needed, he had like a 20-yard run today or something like that. So obviously he's running more, which is going to be helpful for fantasy, because if the production through the air is going to be less than what we've seen, he needs that rushing to help.
Colby, thicker in the lower half sounds like something that's coming out of our Erika and I's book club podcast.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
No, someone clip it. I'm just telling you, that's what
we
it's
need
here
a
for.
timestamp for that. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's kick it off with some quarterbacks. First and foremost, let's start off, guys. This is going to be a little weird tonight, right? I've got 3 for you. And then I've got some deep leagues for you, or some deep dart throws. We've got McCorkle Jones, Mac Jones, as he is known to all, but it's fun to say McCorkle. We've got Danny Dimes, and then we've got Russell Wilson. So first, I want to talk about Mac Jones. 21.8 points last night. He came out slinging through 39 times for 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, keeping the Niners afloat while we're dealing with that Purdy situation. It looks like, I guess, 3 games, right? Is that what we're hearing about Purdy?
Mm-hmm. 3 to 4.
Outside of the world, 3 to 4. So he's in it for at least the next, few games. He is a reliable starter, right? I mean, like, they're going to face undefeated Arizona next week. Let's not get too excited. And that's directly at Kelly saying, if you're listening, your Arizona Cardinals are fun, but like, calm down just a tiny bit there. They've been playing the NFL's redheaded stepchildren in New Orleans and Carolina over the first 2 weeks. So I think they'll have a little bit more to handle when they face off against the 49ers. Bryce Young threw for over 300 yards against Arizona this week. So I definitely trust the San Francisco offense way more than I do with the Panthers there. So I think Mac Jones is a guy that you can go grab if he is still in your leagues. He definitely should be. It's definitely not like anybody drafted him. Maybe somebody grabbed him late last week once we heard about that news about Purdy, but if they didn't, definitely Mac Jones. You guys, I had to grab him somewhere in a really deep league. Have you guys had to like go that deep yet?
I lost him in one league, so I bid and then didn't win him. So
It definitely took a lot. I have a dynasty best ball team, and that's where I had to snag him in. But that does waivers. But yeah. Next up, I got the other Jones for you. Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, as they are calling him in
I love that
Indianapolis.
nickname.
I love it so
I love
much.
it.
I love it so much. It's so fantastic. The Colts are 2-0. Who would have thought? Not only that, but like also like shout out to their new owner, Carly Gordon or Ursay Gordon, like being on the sidelines, being involved in the team, like such a badass boss lady. I love it. I love all the news that's coming out about that.
And her outfits.
Oh my god, her
All of
outfits are fantastic.
on point.
On point. Love it. All right, listen. Indy kind of made Denver's defense their bitch this week. Danny Dimes threw for over 300 yards. I can't call him Danny Dimes anymore. Indiana Jones had a touchdown. He also rushed for a touchdown. I'm not sure how he's still available. I'm seeing 11.4% rostered. That's according to Fantasy Pros. If you can post those kind of numbers on Denver, I'm not really worried about any of the other matchups and starting him in any other place. If you've got to play him, if you've got him, and maybe you've got a Purdy, maybe you've got a Burrow, maybe you've got some other people now that are not going to be able to start. I feel like you can confidently start Indiana Jones. This week you're playing Tennessee. The Colts have a later bye too. They don't have a bye until week 11. So you're going to have him for the foreseeable future. He's not one of these guys that's just coming in to sub in for a guy for the next couple games. I think he's going to be the starter until something drastic happens. So Danny Dimes, my God, Indiana Jones, whatever his name is, Daniel Jones, guys, for that. My last one that I have.
Wait, I do have something about Daniel Jones too.
Please jump in.
They have not punted in their first 2 games of the season. And that is the first time in NFL history that a team has ever gone without punting in the first 2 games.
Yeah,
that is so crazy. Like they are on the field like nonstop.
Absolutely crazy. My last one for you, Russell Wilson, and this one is kind of gross. I wavered back and forth, about whether or not to put him on here. As you can see, he has the sad face for them losing this week. If you're watching on the graphics, I just feel like he's probably going to have those weeks where he had like the first week of the season, and then he's going to have weeks like he had, yesterday, where it's going to probably fool you into believing that like the old Russ is back. I don't think the old Russ is back, but with him at least going out and putting up the kind of numbers he put up yesterday, it's really hard to completely ignore him, especially maybe if you are kind of unlucky and all the other guys have been snatched up in your league and maybe you are desperate and you've got to have somebody to start. He's there. So we got to talk about him. 11.4 points versus Washington. And then this week he's like quarterback 2 going into Monday Night Football. Yeah. So rostered in only 6.8% of leagues. He's probably there. He's probably available. Honestly, it's one of those, we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't know when they're going to eventually move on to Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart did get in the game a little bit yesterday. But the Giants do face Kansas City at home in week 3. You may not be able to run on Kansas City as easily, but you can throw on them. You see the Chargers, they were able to throw on them. So I think it's a better matchup for Russ. And like I said, they are at home in New York for that game. So and for me, it's going to be Indiana Jones, Mac Jones, Russell Wilson, those 3. In that order. Real quick, just want to touch on a couple other really deep dart throw guys for you before we move on to our next position. Jake Browning, we got to talk about this one, right? With Joe Burrow being out for the next 3 months, Jake Browning is really serviceable. This is probably going to be your deeper leagues, right? Even maybe a super flex, something like that. He's taking over an elite offense. They do have a pretty tough next couple weeks against Minnesota and Denver. But if he's out there and you've got Joe Burrow, maybe you've got Jamar Chase, he's definitely one you're going to want to go grab. If you are in one of those deeper leagues, you probably are going to have to pay a lot for him. But Jake Browning, he's taking over that offense and they were serviceable. Colby, I think, what did you say? Jamar Chase had 130 yards?
Yeah, I think it was 130-ish yards with him and a 30% target share.
Exactly.
30 plus.
Yeah. Last but not least, I guess Spencer Rattler. Rattler, it sounds like a Batman villain name, honestly, but he's respectable. he has been respectable, a respectable 16.5 points per game. Week 1 he had 11, week 2 he had 21. So, we're doing the average there. But the good news is he's throwing a ton. He's throwing over 40 attempts in week 1, over 30 in week 2. Those are things that we really like to see. He didn't have any interceptions this week and threw for 3 touchdowns. So again, we're talking about a deep league here, potentially a super flex. They are on the road over the next couple of weeks. They do go to Seattle and then all the way across the country to Buffalo. Those are going to be tougher matchups, but like I said, these are your deep league dart throw guys. So take that as it will. If you are in some of those leagues, just some other names for you to check out.
Let's see. We are just now starting into the third quarter.
We are getting back.
Excited to be back.
Sharlene, you've got some running backs for us, right?
I do. I've got a couple. Some I'm kind of excited about, some not so much. Let's talk about Trey Benson for a second here, since we've got a little time. I think he's probably your running back with the highest upside as a handcuff. And even just a little bit of standalone value also. He seems to have the receiving work locked down at this point, which he did not have last season. I think that was the main concern last season, is how he was going to fit in there. And he's had more targets in the first 2 weeks of this season than he's had for the entire 2024 season. So he's definitely somebody to keep your eye on, and somebody that I would probably grab this week, especially, look at all these injuries that are happening. If he's on the waiver wire, go get him for sure. And Tootin, well, I feel like if he's on your waiver wire, I think there's a lot of leagues where he's probably not on the waiver wire. But if he's there, I would actually put him ahead of Trey Benson for sure. He's definitely a must add. With Bigsby gone, he is the number 2 guy there, and he's right behind Travis Etienne. So he had 10 touches to Etienne's 16. It's not that far behind. He's had a huge bump compared to week 1. He only had, I think, 3 rush attempts in week 1. So week 2 was a big difference without Bigsby there. So yeah, if he's on your waiver wire, I think you guys need to go grab him for sure.
He also is currently sitting at the 17th ranked running back on the week. So, that's a huge bump.
Yeah, he had a huge week for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a priority ad there.
Yeah. And I'm just going to touch on these 2 guys. They're probably not on the waiver wire unless you're in like a 10-team league, or you've got a really shallow bench where you've got to pick and choose who you want to leave on the bench. But if Tyler Algier or Ramondre Stevenson are still on the waiver wire, you need to go get them first and foremost. Like, there is no question about that. So that is the priority ad right there. But for the most part, I think if you're in 12 teams or with a normal bench, they've probably been drafted. So and here are the deep darts coming up. And God, all right, so this one really grosses me out. And
it's all a crapshoot at this point.
Yeah. I know. I dropped him last week, and I'm kind of kicking myself for it, but we got to talk about Jerome Ford. After week 1, I really thought he was just done and dusted, and that was it. And it was going to be Sampson, and you got Quinshon Judkins coming into the mix, and it's going to be his backfield once he's up and running. I think that's a given. But I don't know. Watching Ford in week 2, I think he's going to have all the receiving work. I don't know where that leaves Dylan Sampson. And I know everybody was targeting Dylan Sampson over Jerome Ford, unless you were me. But it's looking like it's going to be Jerome Ford. I think he's the one that's going to take all the receiving work and behind Quinshon Judkins. And I think that's the guy that you want to pick up and stash. And if you have to play him, you'll probably be okay. But if you can, I would stash him and just see how that all plays out. But yeah, I think he's going to be the guy over Sampson, which is disgusting.
I am honestly just now looking at his stats for a running back. He had 6 targets and 5 receptions for 23 yards. Sure, that's not, a whole lot, but just the target volume for, a backup running back essentially.
Right. I mean, he ran what, like 24 routes he ran.
That is insane.
And week 1, I think it was 25. Like, so, I mean, you can't, as much as you want to, you can't ignore him anymore.
No, but you know who they're playing though next week though?
No, I didn't see.
The Packers. Yeah, thanks, Erika. Just wanted to, again, thank you. Where can I send a thank you note to Jerry Jones? Can I just send it to the stadium?
Can we start making a drinking game during a Packers game just to see how often they mention Micah Parsons? Because I swear to God, it was every
they should mention it every breath because he's amazing.
Let's not.
Thank you, Jerry.
So let's not do that. I feel like you're going to end up in the hospital.
Yeah,
I probably will. It was like every 2 minutes they had to mention, oh, look who's on the field.
And they should.
Like he doesn't play for the team. Should. Okay.
Did you see after
I'm not
the game
bitter.
though when he was getting interviewed and the whole stadium, everybody that was left was chanting, "Thank you, Jerry."
Oh yeah. It was
and
amazing.
Micah was just sitting there dancing along to it.
I mean, I don't blame him, honestly. He went out, he got paid. He's in a better situation than he would have been with the Cowboys. So I don't blame him one bit.
Eric, it's time to put Jerry in a home.
Do you think I'm arguing here? Because I am not.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just stop there.
New regime.
Regime change. That's what you need. Oh my goodness.
Okay, back to these running backs. So sorry,
Sharlene.
Sorry.
I mean, you know what? That was totally valid. We have to talk about that.
I like the Jeremy McNichols pick. I think it sounds gross, right? But I think it's pretty valid, especially with Eckler going down.
I think I mean, you can kind of see how things are shaking out a little bit. I think the big shock really is Bill. God, that sounds so weird. I'm never going to get used to that. I think that's the big shocker, honestly, is the lack of work that he's getting. And just what he's doing with that work. I think that's more shocking than putting Jeremy McNichols on the list of players you've got to keep an eye on. I mean, they don't really have options behind him. So, and they do, but McNichols is the only one that's actually getting playing time. Chris Rodriguez is a healthy scratch for 2 weeks in a row. So, he's off the radar. I think.
Sorry, Anne. Anne has Chris Rodriguez everywhere.
Oh no.
See, it's also very strange what the Commanders were doing for their social media. They were just riding high on the Bill train and then didn't use him.
Right, and then didn't do anything with
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're trying to cash in on the moment, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, the Patriots did the same thing, like hyping us all up, thinking Travion Henderson was going to get, going, and then we got an Antonio Gibson touchdown. Like, get the heck out of here, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, he's like running back 3 on the team at least.
Yeah, come on,
insane.
I forgot Antonio Gibson was even there.
Right? I'm like, oh, here he comes. Wait, who is that?
Rude.
So mad.
Wild times.
But you know what though? Who did Washington play? I mean, I hate to keep bringing this up, but who did Washington just play? They just played the Packers too. So maybe instead of that, maybe it's just don't start your running backs against the Packers.
Do we start any fantasy assets against the Packers at this point?
Maybe probably don't do that either.
But I mean, that's a fair point. But then if you look at McNichols in week 1,
Yeah.
that's still that was there was something there where he's going to be the RB2 now. Like I think that's pretty much a given at this point. So yeah, I mean he's probably out there everywhere. But I wouldn't get too excited about it. But yeah, I mean he's definitely a dart throw that's worth it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You can never have too many backup running backs. You know, if you have a deep bench, especially, I mean, we are only week 2 into the season and we're already talking about these, you know,
bottom. How about Jeremy McNichols in week 2?
Right.
Like, come on. Yeah. We didn't
Like
get to
I
him
said,
until like
wild
what,
times.
week 7, week 8 last year.
And we have Chris Rodriguez as a healthy scratch already. Like,
Yeah.
this is, oh no. I see Colby, you know.
Oh, what happened?
Can we get a?
Well, at least we know
I won't
touch.
I won't throw it to Colby, but let's see what we've got here.
Let's do a little check-in on the game. It's still 14-10. It's in the third. We've got about 9 minutes left in the third.
Just a big sack for a loss and punting.
They
They
got to put Dare on the field. I don't understand why they continue to put him out there. He had the fumble. I mean, he didn't lose the game last week. Everything leading up to that caused him to lose. He's just going to take the blame for it. But had that, then they put him out there. He gets blown up in pass pro. Why not let the rookie play then? If the guy's going to get blown up in pass pro, let the rookie learn from it, not the 9-year vet whose biggest accomplishment was serving as the emergency kicker last year.
Whose sister is a WNBA winner.
They are so loyal to a fault to certain players, and Dare is just one of them. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And
he has such a cool name, though.
Great.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's name value. Yeah,
it's like
the
cool
pass
name.
rusher would. The pass rusher sees the back of his jersey every time anyway because he's tossing him to the side.
No.
I need every Monday night to be a Texans game here. Like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
It's not fun. It's not fun. This is fun. That is not fun right now.
What is our Monday night preview
I'm
next
so
week?
glad that we weren't doing this during the Colts Broncos game yesterday. Because I probably looked a lot like Colby.
See, I was falling asleep in that game.
Oh yeah, the game last night. Yeah, I was doing. I was multitasking.
Awful.
We were doing other things. Yeah, we've got a nice little Detroit-Baltimore matchup next week. That'll be a good time. I feel like
that'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one. All right, let's talk about some wide receivers.
Oh, timeout. We got a showing here from K. Tompkins II.
Oh. See, exactly. Kevin knows. Everybody go get Dontavian Wicks. Hey, Erika, before we get to that, we had a question real quick about a tight end that I want to get to because I don't want 3P1C fail to think that we forgot about him. He wants to know what to do with Mark Andrews. I think you have to bench him. Hashtag analysis. It's bad, right? Like what?
You're stuck with him though.
2 catches, but you're definitely so you're not dropping him.
Yep. Yeah, and I think what's most maddening about it is that it's not like he's not playing. One could argue he's not playing, but like he's out there.
He's
out there a bunch, but he just isn't getting targeted, and he's just an afterthought in the passing attack. I guess if you want to be an optimist, which I'm really struggling with right now, but if you want to be an optimist with Mark Andrews, he had the slow start last year, albeit there was the offseason car accident. So I do think that played a part. He didn't really turn on to week 4 or 5. And I actually looked earlier today, but his 43.1 yards per game in the month of September is his lowest of any month throughout the season. So maybe he's just a slow starter. We see it in baseball all the time. Guys don't get good till the weather gets warm. Maybe Andrews is like the football version of that, except maybe he gets better as the weather gets colder, except for the Buffalo game last year. But
he's like a Yeti.
Yeah.
It thrives in the cold weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Minus the fact that there's no likely.
Yeah, that's.
Like,
I
I
mean,
think that's the surprising part is there's no likely for him to compete with, and yet we're still getting the icy cold start,
Yep.
yeah.
He is
which is
getting
also
some of
why I
the
didn't draft him.
he is getting
Well-
some of the red zone targets though. I mean, that's maybe the one benefit, but I mean, he was a
Yeah.
touchdown monster last year. You know,
Yeah.
I
11.
don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
something positive now.
Are these positive? I mean, we're talking about Wan'Dale Robinson here, and
PPR
I am
machine,
excited.
Wendell Robinson.
I am excited about
I mean, that's more exciting than Jerome Ford.
Fair.
I mean, that was your deep dives. I'm going into trash after this.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm
All
dumpster
right.
diving after
Fair
this
enough.
one.
Little trash panda.
Okay, so we are talking Alec Iomanner. For those who don't know, he is a rookie wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. This week was kind of like his introduction to the NFL. Like, hey, I'm here. He had 6 receptions on 13 targets for 69 yards and a touchdown. Overall, it was only 1 less target than Ridley. And right now, he's averaging more fantasy points overall than Ridley. He seems to be a go-to target right now for, his fellow rookie QB Cam Ward. I don't know exactly, how, if it's going to last. I really think that they're going to start targeting Ridley even more. I mean, he is their, go-to wide receiver number 1, but Iomanner, definitely a name to watch. I think a lot of us loved him coming out of college, going through his rookie profile. Pretty high draft pick too for the Titans for, having a wide receiver 1 already. I'm excited to see what he could do, especially with Cam Ward and moving forward. Hopefully this was like his basic introduction to the game. So I like him. I think it's fun.
That touchdown that he caught from Cam Ward, that was the one Cam Ward threw across his body, right? And like that was that one, right? That's the one that he caught. It was incredible.
Insane.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't watched that yet, please go back and check that out because I mean that was an absolutely incredible throw and catch. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay, next guy we've probably talked about quite a few times. Wan'Dale Robinson. Welcome to the watch party here.
Have a day, Wan'Dale.
Yeah, a day. Who knows if it's going to last, but he is the clear number 2 target after Neighbors. Right now, through 2 games, he's averaging 16.4 half PPR points. He's getting the volume. He right now has a 25% target share. He's got 14 of 18 targets. He exploded this week. Caught 8 passes for 142 yards and a score. Like, he won people weeks if you actually started him. No one really started him. I had him on some best balls and he went off on best ball, but that was the only thing. We'll see if it's sustainable, but he is the clear number 2 target right now behind Neighbors. So I guess that's promising. Now to get into trash.
Oh,
I mean, not trash, just kind of like deeper throws. If you're looking for, maybe you're in a dynasty or something, and these guys, people have dropped them over the, their failures, especially Troy Franklin. He was so highly drafted in a lot of dynasty leagues last year and then hasn't produced at all. So he may be over there on your bench. Troy Franklin led Denver in routes with 27, targets with 9, catches with 8, and receiving yards with 89 yards and a touchdown. Like, he was their go-to receiver this week. He's definitely, on the list. What do you think, Sharlene, as a Denver fan?
You know what? So I have a lot of Cortland Sutton, and I have probably too much Evan Ingram. So I am from a fantasy aspect, I am less than thrilled. As a Bronco fan, I am so happy there was somebody out there catching something. and doing something yesterday, but my God.
Marvin Mims
and
had a
then-
touchdown. That had to
He
make
did.
you happy. Yeah.
That made me happy. I was very,
About
very happy
time.
about that.
I do like my Marvin Mims shares right now. So I'm more high on
Yeah.
Mims definitely than Franklin, but Franklin has, the potential. You never know.
Yeah, maybe it'll
Especially in a
just take
Sean
rookie,
Payton offense.
Yeah, and maybe
Right.
it'll just take those rookies a little bit longer to kind of develop and break out really in that. Because I mean, that's what we saw with Mims, right? Like it's taken him a
Yeah.
while to finally, establish himself a role there. So I mean, maybe it's just one of those situations where they've got to get a little bit more time under their belt first.
Mhm.
It will be
Yeah.
maddening on a week-to-week basis,
Yes.
though, with a Denver wide receiver. Like,
Oh,
go look
yeah.
at Sutton. Like, Sutton,
Yeah.
wasn't Sutton 80+% of the snaps week 1 and then like
Mhm.
60?
95.
Yeah. And then like it's like this is going to be
It-
like you have to be
and then
prepared.
he was basically non-existent yesterday.
You have to be prepared to drop whatever percentage it is to get Troy Franklin to understand that you're going to get 4 points next week and then 17 and then like 11 and then like a 2. And then 1 week he's going to have a great week. And then the next week he'll get 1 target and everyone's going to ask why. It's the beauty of Sean Payton.
He's
Right,
definitely
but-
going to be a boomer bust.
Beauty.
Much like, and I'm not really comparing these two, but much like Mark Andrews, the second that you drop them or put them on your bench, that's the week that they go off. So like, if you're gonna pick him up, you kind of have to ride with him.
I mean, same with this week, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Like everyone played Fields this week thinking he would go off. And then everyone benched Wilson thinking he would have his previous week.
Yep.
Welcome to fantasy football.
Joke's on us.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Who knows? No one knows anything. It's fantasy football.
No.
It's made up football.
These
And the
NFL
pretend
script
manager
writers,
is
man.
Right. Oh man.
The last bottom of the barrel option. I actually like Torrey Horton. He's a rookie. So is he
Got a
rookie?
touchdown. Yeah.
He did get a touchdown. Yeah. So he only had 2 catches for 32 yards on 4 targets, but he ran 18 routes and is clearly the number 3 receiver behind, of course, JSN and Cooper Kupp. But I mean, how much longer is Kupp going to last? He's 32 years old. Who knows if he's actually going to be viable in a couple weeks? We never know with these aging wide receivers and when that cutoff is going to be. Sometimes it's instant. You think about Julio Jones. Julio Jones was like prime until one day he was just like, oop, like I don't know how to catch a ball anymore. So you never really know with these kinds of receivers. So I think Torrey Horton is a good stash who could end up being the wide receiver 2 over in Seattle. And, Sam Darnold's looking pretty good for Seattle. Weirdly enough.
Right.
Weirdly enough.
We were all like captivated by it. We were like seeing what was going on there with that throw.
So how's the game going?
Colby, I have to tell you, they just showed the Texans owner, and I've never seen a man that looks more like he owns a football team in Texas in my life than that man right there.
Yeah. 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 Hannah rocks. His wife is awesome. He's fine, but his wife rocks. Stop me if you heard this before. 3rd down, Dare Gumbawale, and guess who doesn't pick up the right guy in pass pro? Zach Hunt. Just I don't even know what to say.
Oh my God, I'm over here looking up this owner.
He honestly looks like exactly like if there was like a Mr. Potato Head with like a bushy mustache that you could like assemble. That's what Cal McNair looks like. But he does look like the typical like Texas football owner. Hey, that's exactly him.
He looks like an old school oil man from Texas. I don't know. It's the mustache. He's got the mustache vibes going. Okay, do we want to jump into some tight ends if Colby can?
Yeah, I had to mute myself because Maddox ran in here, and I'm sure you can hear that in the background.
Oh yeah,
so
I can hear
I've got to go.
now.
I've got to go grab a toy from someone. So take it away, Colby.
Yeah, tight end. Couple studs if they're available, especially Juwan Johnson. You're going to put some money into him. I mean, here's the thing: limited weapons in New Orleans, he's not coming off the field. The athleticism just drips off of him with being a converted wide receiver. So Juwan Johnson, obviously, if he's available, he is going to cost you a little bit of money in Fab if he is still available. Again, it's literally Chris Olave, him, and Alvin Kamara. That's it. Those are the only guys that get the ball there. And the other tight end that I would sprinkle more than $1 on, maybe a couple dollars, is Brenton Strange. I love this guy. He was one of my favorite plays this week. It didn't work out because tight ends have been so good against Cincinnati for all of the season, aka 1 week, but they've been pretty good against it. My biggest concern with him is just I think the workload on a week-to-week basis is going to be a little inconsistent, mainly just because of Trevor Lawrence. And then even like we saw in the Liam Cohen offense last year, Cade Otton was visible in spurts, but he would go a little non-existent at times. I still think Brenton Strange is too talented to be unowned in most leagues. So in terms of the tight ends, the top ads at the position before we start really diving deep in the dumpster, Juwan Johnson, worth a good little bit of money if you need some tight end help, and then like a backup bid, but not complete garbage at tight end would be Brenton Strange.
I agree. I was wondering, do we have a Trevor Lawrence issue?
We've had a Trevor Lawrence issue.
What
They
was
paid him the
the
money.
Did you guys see the little back and forth with him and Liam Cohen yesterday? Like that was
things are good over there. I love it.
Yeah.
Things are really
Love
good
the
over there.
vibes.
little drama. I was like, oh, like look at that, just waving it. Oh goodness, I'm here for it. I love it.
Oof.
Love it.
Okay, so who are your dumpster dives?
Yeah, this is one you're just trying to find players that can fit something that you're looking for. So honestly, these guys are only a couple bucks. Most of them you can get for $1. I know Justin Fields is in concussion protocol, but would it be that bad for the passing attack if Tyrod Taylor made a start? Yeah. We saw back the last time he was a regular starter in Houston, he can support a couple of half decent pass catchers. Is there a ball floated up incomplete? Okay. So Mason Taylor, I think he's intriguing. I do think with time as a rookie, he's going to emerge. It takes rookie tight ends a little bit to get going, but he's dominating the routes at the tight end position for them. 80% route runs or 80% route run per team drop back is actually one of the better marks in the league. So it'll take time, but if they can ever get a passing attack beyond one person there, Mason Taylor is interesting. Go to Carolina with Jatavion Sanders, had 9 targets in week 2. I am not expecting that all the time, but Carolina's defense is not good. If they can score, they can be playing shootouts more often than not. So I am intrigued by Jatavion Sanders despite all of the receiving options in Carolina. And then if you need help for a couple weeks, if you picked up Mac Jones and you want the stack, Jake, I thought it was Tongs until I looked. It's actually Tongus.
Mm-hmm.
No
Actually,
idea.
how you say this. So Jake Tongus is what you want. I know, I believe it was Luke Farrell got the touchdown, but Tongus ran more routes, better targets per route run. And actually in week 2, Tongus's targets per route run was higher than Ricky Pearsall. Do with that
That's
what
our
you
local
will.
boy.
Yep. I don't expect that to happen in week 3 for the record, but it did happen in week 2. So we have to call it. And it was actually higher than everybody's favorite week 1 waiver wire pickup, Harold Fannin and Brenton Strange. So Jake Tonja should be interesting for the next couple of weeks with George Kittle on IR. So you know you got him for 4.
Tootsie Pop wants to know, what are we doing about Evan Ingram? Are we panicking yet?
More so about him than Andrews, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's I feel like with Ingram, you give him one more chance, and after that, I think you can probably just sit him down at the very least. I'm assuming that you drafted him high enough that you can't just drop him, but I would at the very least be sitting him on your bench if he's got another week like the first 2.
Would you do someone like Juwan Johnson over Evan Ingram right now?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would do. I would too.
Not even a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of these waiver wire ads are turning out to be better than these starters that we drafted.
Yeah. I mean, I picked up Fannin last week, and I almost started him this week over Evan Ingram, and I said, well, let's wait and see what happens. And then I regretted my decision immediately. So, yeah,
Not that we were drafting a lot of Browns players, overall before the season started.
No.
But how panicky are we about the Browns? Like, do we think it's always a Browns issue? But do we think it was more of a Ravens defense this week, or are we actually, kind of panicking about our small fantasy assets over there on the Browns, especially Njoku? I know he was, kind of a later tight end pick that a lot of people wanted. What do we think about the Browns?
I wouldn't fret until Flacco's not starting. Then it's going to become dire over there.
Yeah. Then it's going to be pretty rough.
Yeah.
So before we're going to do kind of some rapid fire, some more Q&A over here. But before we do that, I want to do a little quick check-in on this game. It looks like the ghost of Rachaad White. We don't
have to. It's fine.
No. Nothing, no score change. No score change. Like, I'm a little disappointed in that, honestly. Like, I thought we were headed for a shootout, and I was really excited about that. And it appears to not be that way right now.
When you and I jumped on, you were like, this is an exciting game. And I was like,
yeah.
Is it? You don't see the excitement?
So much excitement. Yeah. Here we go. We got another comment here with our tight ends. So Tootsie Pop started Ertz this week. Good for you. So did I. We love Zach Ertz here. We love our old tight ends. Wasn't sure if she should be holding 2 tight ends. You can probably wait one more. I mean, tight end's such a volatile position, unless you've got like your number one guys. And speaking of number one guys, if you guys didn't already hear the news, Brock Bowers is in fact playing tonight. So don't freak out. He's going to play. It's fine. It's not like you were going to be starting anybody over him anyway. Not where you drafted him. We got a question here. We gotta. Should we trade away Jordan Love for Quentin Johnston and T. Higgins? This is the Superflex dynasty. Not in a Superflex.
Who are your other quarterbacks?
Yeah, I would want to know your other quarterbacks, but not in a Superflex. I wouldn't think so.
Well, that's why I'm like, how many other quarterbacks do you have?
Yeah, and who are they?
I mean, Johnston's been good, but I mean, it's
for 1 week.
A little early. I'm a little cautious.
Pump the brakes a little. Yeah.
Cautiously optimistic is how I would word it with Quentin Johnston. Let's
Agreed.
just kind of wait and see.
Yeah.
And T. Higgins is fine, but like if you're contending this year, as much as we kind of did just hype up Jake Browning, you're trading for Quentin Johnston, wide receiver 2 at best for the Chargers, and T. Higgins without Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Well,
if you're contending, I don't like it.
No.
I think T. Higgins also, I think his targets actually went up with Browning also, though, if I remember correctly.
It should be great for shootouts. That defense is still bad, so there should be enough passing volume. Even if you lose, let me make sure I get this right. Even if you lose any efficiency with Burrow, volume should make up for it with Browning, assuming they can sustain drives. So
they have Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, and Jordan Love. So do you need to carry 3 QBs, in a super flex?
I mean, if it's a super flex, I would.
I'm anti-QB, but I do not typically carry a lot of QBs, even in a super flex. I do the 2, and then if I need a 1 week flex starter, who knows? You might have T. Higgins who can slide into your QB flex spot.
I don't do a ton of super flex, but when I do, I tend to carry 3 if I haven't drafted one very high. If I've pushed it for a while, like in this to me right here, Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love tells me that if this is a team that you just kind of put together, I don't know if you've had it for a while or not, but it tells me that you may have pushed it since you don't have one of those elite guys. So for me, I probably would carry 3 if I'm carrying some of the lower end quarterbacks. Uh-oh.
Hey, we had a miss.
Colby's so far ahead of me
We're
right
so
now.
back. We're so back. Just to
I just want to spread the word. We're back up.
Behind.
That's Colby right now.
Am I ahead of you?
Wait to see what happens.
I was ahead of Colby. I was already like, ooh, miss. And he was celebrating. So still 14-10 with a minute left in the third.
I don't even know what's going on because I just saw them miss a Mecca Buka in the end zone. That's how far behind I am.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're real behind.
No, I just
Put
saw
your
him
cable
miss
provider
Evans.
on blast. That's bad.
Spectrum, you suck.
Oh, that's the problem.
That explains it. Yeah,
done.
I'm on YouTube TV, so
that's what I'm on.
We're good. Yeah,
I'm using the Dish Network app.
No one.
The Dish Anywhere or whatever.
And you're ahead of Stacy. The dish is beating the Spectrum. That's all I'm saying.
It
If
is.
Spectrum wants to
Even
sponsor,
worse.
we'll cut this clip into oblivion. No one will ever see this again. But
Do we want Spectrum to sponsor? I am anti-Spectrum, so
Listen,
don't
I
know.
want
I'm
anybody to
anti.
sponsor. Look, I'm anybody can sponsor. Well, not anybody. Mostly anybody can sponsor.
We're not desperate.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
had
Yeah.
YouTube
Not
TV
yet, at least.
That's not yet,
before
yeah.
we dropped for just all streaming apps.
Ooh.
Oh, geez, and another missed kick. This again. How far behind am I?
Your Internet Explorer over here, and
I
we're
know. I'm
flying.
dial up. I'm on like dial. Maybe I should just turn this on my phone and just turn it off my TV.
That
over
would
here.
be more beneficial.
Holy cow! Oh my gosh. Well, do we want to do some like quick, like rapid fire? Like, I think we got a fun little would you rather game that we
Love
can kind of
these.
get to.
Yeah.
Here.
I'll
Here for
let me pose the questions to y'all, because that way we have 3, so we can't have a tie.
There we go.
That way
Perfect.
we can go it that way. So, all right, Stacy, we're going to start with you for the first
Yeah.
one. So, a couple of guys that have been talked about here so far. It's the battle of the Joneses at quarterback. So, I know you talked about him earlier, but Stacy, for you, are you going to McCorkle or Indiana? Which Jones is your cup of tea here off the waiver
My
wire?
God, they both have the best names, don't they? Man, I think you got to go Daniel Jones here. Indiana Jones, I think, takes it if I have to pick between the two of them, just because longevity. He's going to be there longer than Mac is, because as soon as Purdy's healthy again, he's taking that job back. So if I have to choose between the two of them, if I'm in a league where I can pick up both, I'm going to prioritize Indiana Jones over Mac Jones.
There you go.
There we go. Finally got it. Finally got it.
Erica, do you agree?
I do agree, and also Anthony Richardson has lost his job. He's
sure.
going to be leaving the Colts
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
soon as he can. Daniel Jones is like a brand new quarterback. I'm like, who is this man? Like, I actually want to play him. Who knew? Maybe just the vibes in Indy are completely different, but yeah, I prefer Daniel Jones, especially long term, over Mac Jones.
Clean sweep, Sharlene?
Clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
Apparently, all he had to do was get out of New York.
That's it. Hey, that's how it works for most people. Get out of New York and things go well. But so Indiana Jones, or I should say, what is it? Indiana Jones, nay, Danny Dimes. Is that like with the like the maiden name? They do the nay and
Yes.
E.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce that. I've just seen that before.
No, that is how you.
Yeah.
You got it.
Cool. All right. So Indiana Jones takes that one. So now we'll go over to the running back. A couple of other guys talked about here. Bashal Tootin or Dylan Sampson. Charlene, we're gonna go reverse. So we're gonna kick it over to you first for Tootin or Sampson. Who's your cup of tea?
Oh, this is easy. Tootin. Tootin, 100%. No question.
Erica?
Damn. I think I'm going to go Samson. I think I do believe in Quinshon Judkins, but I think it's going to be a hot minute before he is able to, get going. He missed all of camp. He missed, every single practice. I like what Samson did, at least week 1. Week 2 was against the Ravens. So, pretty stout defense. I'm going to go Samson here.
Stacy?
Yeah.
The decider.
I gotta go Tootin. And not because I don't like Dylan Sampson. I do, but I think there's just too much unknown. And when you can deal with 2 running backs and that's your competition is only one other guy ahead of you, I like that situation better for you than when like you've got the 3 little headed monster back there. I don't even know that you call a monster with Jerome Ford back there. It's like whatever's like below a monster. I do like Dylan Sampson's usage in the passing game, but I think if I have to pick one, I'm definitely prioritizing Bashal Tootin for sure.
And then the last one will go to everyone's favorite position, the tight end position. The 2 that I said are probably worth the most in terms of any fab budget there. So Jawan Johnson or Brenton Strange, a couple of things, both tight ends on bad teams with questionable quarterback play at times. Erica, you kick it off this time. Is it Jawan Johnson or Brenton Strange?
It's Jawan Johnson. I had to start him in a 2 tight end league, and he has been killing it. Also started him in my Scott Fishbowl, who he got me like 39 points week 1 with the tight end premium. I am all in on Jawan Johnson.
Let's go to Stacy on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to do Jawan Johnson too. I really like Brenton Strange, like his situation there, but I think there's a little bit more mouths to feed there in Jacksonville instead of in New Orleans there. Obviously, who's rookie QB? And it's Spencer Rattler, I get it. He's not a rookie, but he's a young quarterback. best friend is going to be a veteran tight end, and that has kind of been what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. So I'm definitely going to go Juwan Johnson.
Charlene?
Another clean sweep. I think Juwan Johnson definitely he's more of a safety net than Brenton Strange is. I think Brenton Strange probably has a higher ceiling, but you are going to have the up and down weeks. It's going to be inconsistent. And I think if you want to play it safe and know that you're going to get those points on the board every week, I think you got to go Juwan Johnson.
I agree with that as well. So looks like we had a couple clean sweeps there across the board. Obviously, the Tootin one got a little back and forth there, depending on how you look at it. But those are the ones. I think I'd agree with probably most of those. Tootin, Johnson, and Indiana Jones would have been mine, but you didn't need my vote on all those because they were decided one way or another. So that's the weekly show sheet here. Week 3, rapid fire waiver Q&A.
Yes. Cheers. All right, guys. That is going to do it for us here at the Waiver Wire Watch Party. Thank you to everybody who hung out with us tonight, everybody who threw in questions in the chat. Appreciate you so much for tuning in while there's a football game going on. Real quick before we go, though, I want to know locks of the week. Give me your top waiver ad. Let's start at Colby. Guys first.
My top waiver ad.
Any position.
Yeah, it's going to be Juwan Johnson in deeper leagues, though. If Woody Marks is available, I think he's the pickup.
Ooh, that's a good one. He's looked great. Sharlene?
The way they play him more.
I'm going to say it's rootin' tootin' baseball tootin' unless you need that quarterback. I think you got to go after Browning.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the safest quarterback right now, as long as if Indiana Jones is off the waiver wire, which in most of my leagues he is not available. So that's why I'm going Browning. But yeah, otherwise, if you're in a 1 QB league, I'm going with Tootin.
Nice. Erika?
I'm also going Juwan Johnson. I've been trying to get him in every single league. But if you're looking for like a wide receiver, I would definitely do Wandell. Number 2 wide receiver on that team that's actually putting up points. So yeah.
I'm gonna be a homer, and I'm gonna go Romeo Doubs, Sontavian Wicks if they are available. If not, go get yourself some Indiana Jones in your life. What a way to feel alive, taking Daniel Jones in week 3 of your waivers. Guys, tell us who your top waiver ads are going to be this week. Throw that on into the comments. Guys, don't forget that if you need anything for your leagues, like trophies, belts, anything like that, you can use our code. It's Fantasy in Frames 10 to get 10% off at Trophy Smacks. Make sure that you go and do that. Don't forget to go check out Aiden and Gary's articles on our website, fantasyinframes.com. They've got lots of great in-depth waiver analysis for you. Don't forget that Gary does do the IDP analysis. So if you're looking for that in your league, that's one of the best places to find it. Guys, remember, give us a like, a subscribe, a follow. We will be back here next Monday, every Monday night, 8 o'clock with you. Erika is at America 108. That's America with a K. You can find Sharlene at Chowbella 1981. Colby is at Colby R. Conway. And I'm at Stacy _Perez 83. Guys, we will be back again next Monday. And until then, see you later.